I'm going to talk about the Anarchist Cookbook.
All right.
We talked about this, 4 or 5 episodes ago. Again, I went through a bunch of them when I was doing the follow-ups. Scroll down. I skipped China's virtual trains because it's boring.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Maybe we'll do it at the end.
Do it at the end.
How are we doing for time? I'll time that in. This is like a 5-minute segment.
We're halfway through.
Okay, cool. So we talked about Banana Dean, but we talked about the Anarchist Cookbook. Somehow we got onto Banana Dean, which is okay, start at the beginning, Simon. The Anarchist Cookbook was this big document that this dude put together back in the day in 1971. And it was basically this at the height of counterculture in America. And it's basically how to make explosives, how to hack, how to make weapons and drugs. It's a pretty intense book. Yeah. Had you heard of it before?
No, we mentioned it on the podcast.
Yeah. And I mean, I definitely didn't download this book when I was a teenager. But someone who I know did, who has a similar name to me, wasn't me. So legal disclaimers out the wazoo.
Diamond Gisler.
Well, you'll see why, because people went to jail for that. Or they
for getting the book.
Hang on.
Okay.
Getting way ahead of myself.
Yeah. Reel it back.
One of the things in the Anarchist's Cookbook was Banana Dean, which we talked about before, which was basically if you get a bunch of bananas and you scrape off the insides and cook them and smoke them, you get high. And it turns out that's just a lie. Okay. And it's kind of famously one of the myths. And I just wanted to talk more about the Anarchist's Cookbook in general because it's pretty fascinating. So yeah, like I said, it was written during the height of the Vietnam War, counterculture, all that stuff going on in the US. Fun extra fact.
Yeah. The
guy who wrote the book later had deep regrets. He became super religious and tried to get it pulled from sale, but it sold the publishing rights to another dude who was like, no, dude, this is mine. You sold it to me and I'm going to keep on publishing it. And yeah, that kind of sucks to be him.
And was it published as a book or was it
It's published as a book.
So you could go into the bookshop and buy this book.
Dude, and it's been banned in a whole bunch of countries.
I bet it has.
And all of this stuff. Just click on the second link there. Ignore the first one, which is just... Oh, well, click on the first one as well, and because then people who are watching this will get an image of what it looks like. And then scroll over to the second one, because this is ultra crazy. Yeah, so this is the famous image of the book.
The image of the book. Okay. And then here we are. So how the UK prosecuted a student on terrorism charges for downloading a book.
Right. So this guy... It's also weird because I think he went and fought in Syria.
Well, that's a bit more terrorist.
No.
On the Ally side. Okay.
Yeah, but he wasn't in the military. He was he went. Just scroll in a bit on that.
Okay.
It's right at the top. Yeah, just zoom in though.
Sorry.
Zoom in.
Oh, zoom in.
Sorry. Yeah.
No worries. Walker traveled.
So last summer, Walker traveled from London to Syria, where he joined the Kurdish-led YPG militia in its fight against the so-called Islamic State. After serving with the group for some 6 months, Walker returned to England, where he was charged under an anti-terrorism law. So essentially, this guy, the article's really, really long. It's actually a good read from The Intercept. Nice bit of journalism.
Charged under an anti-terrorism law.
Yeah, because the law is set up to be anti-terrorism.
Got it. Okay.
And so they think he's a terrorist. He's not. And he downloaded the book and printed it out. And the whole story's worth reading, but essentially it was part of some role-playing thing that he was doing. That was what his defense was. And he got off. But the crazy thing is that he got in trouble for printing this out. And it was a big court case. And it went on. Jury trial. All of this stuff.
But what crime was broken?
They said that he was planning, he was going to use it to make explosives and do terrorism and stuff when there seemed to be no evidence to support that.
Ridiculous.
Which is why he got off. However, the crazy thing is the book is available on Berkeley's website.
Really?
Okay. Berkeley EDU. Just click on that, go back to the document. And so... I don't know. Are we gonna get in trouble with the authorities because we opened this tab?
Should we download it?
Which don't download it.
Should I download it on your computer?
Yeah, go for it. I don't give a shit.
This is it though.
Right. So the whole book is here.
Oh my god.
Well, this is the interesting thing. This is actually an updated version of the book. It's called The Anarchist Cookbook 2000, and I realized this is the one I had. My friend had as a teenager. Which is the Anarchist Cookbook 2000, which takes a lot of the original stuff and kind of updates it. I thought it'd just be fun to have a look at this. And but specifically the Banana Dean section, which, dude, the book's super long. It's all of this crazy stuff. But the Banana Dean section, the recipe was obtain 15 pounds of ripe yellow bananas, peel and eat the fruit, save the peelings. You got to eat the fruit. You can't just throw it away. Scrape all the insides of the peels with a sharp knife. Put the scraped material in a large pot and add water. Boil for 3 or 4 hours until it has attained a solid paste consistency. Spread paste onto cookie sheet and dry in oven for about 20 minutes. This will result in a fine black powder. Usually one will feel the effects after smoking 3 to 4 cigarettes. It's totally not true.
Yeah, but the Jolly Roger wrote that.
Yeah, Jolly Roger wrote most of it. Most of these are Jolly Roger. So just scroll up right up to the top though, and let's look at the.
Oh God, I've just gone. Hang on.
Just.
There we are. Okay.
No. Just grab the scrolling wheel. Oh, okay. Here we go. So just seeing some of the things, there's like 200 different recipes or whatever, and it's kind of like a lot of it is to do with. I mean, because it's even this
hacking,
is the updated version.
Lock picking.
Yeah, a lot of it's to do with hacking and kind of like phone hacking and.
Do you hate school? It's full of teenage angst.
Okay, I want to see what... Now, this is the thing. You see this and you're like, do you hate school? I want to see what that says. Go to number 15.
I did hate school, right.
But essentially, it's like all of these instructions on... And there's another one like carding and stuff, which I think is like ripping off credit cards and stuff.
Okay, so...
One of my favorite ways of getting out of class is to call in a bomb threat. Tell them it's in a locker. Oh my God. Use a smoke grenade in the hallway. Spit your gum on the carpet and grind it into the carpet. Watch the janitors cry. And then the final instruction is use your imagination. But there's a whole bunch of them. And it's just like how to be a
I like
dick.
this one. Get some pure potassium or sodium, put it in a capsule and flush it down a toilet. Smells awful, stinks up the whole school. What an evil, evil man. Steal
the computer passwords and keys, or steal 80 column cards inside if they... See, this is the thing. It's like column cards for an IBM mainframe or whatever. It's like, dude, this is kind of out of date. But it's pretty fun, right? I mean, like as a read... But don't do any of this stuff and don't be a dick.
Stick a potato in your tailpipe of the principal's car. That is just awful.
I feel like this is written by a teenager.
Yeah, definitely. It's full of angst. You can feel it. These are the kind of people that would listen to like young Blink-182, like me.
I like Blink-182. And I never did any of this stuff. I was a good boy.
No.
Also, something else, just let's wrap up this segment by just going back to the documents.
Yeah.
And... I was like, okay, so this book's been banned in a bunch of places. I was looking that up. Dude, the list of banned books is surprisingly boring. I loaded up this Wikipedia page, and like the vast majority are like about sexually explicit content before the 1940s or whatever, and then being banned. And then this was...
American Psycho was banned in Australia.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Was that for violence or sexual violence or something? But that was recent, 1991.
Yeah, no, it was banned in Australian state of Queensland. Sale restricted to persons of at least 18 years old in the other Australian states. So
I like American Psycho. It's a great book.
Good book. Yeah. Good film.
Yeah, also enjoyed the film. Anyway, yeah, this isn't actually interesting. It's just more of a point. The list of banned books is surprisingly dull.
The Bible. I was going to say the Bible must be banned in a lot of places.
Definitely at certain points in history. And a lot of it's just super old stuff.
The Da Vinci Code in Lebanon.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, what's the reason?
Banned in September in Lebanon after Catholic leaders deemed it offensive to Christianity.
Yeah, okay. Catch-22. Why was Catch-22 banned?
Banned in several U.S. states. In 1972, it was banned in Strongsville, Ohio, overturned in 76. In 1974, it was banned in Dallas, Texas.
Because it referred to some refugee women as whores. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Jeez.
Anyway,
all right.
That's banned books. That's the Anarchist Cookbook. Don't download it, folks, or the UK government will come and put you in jail.